Here are 6 ways that clutter affects you mentally or physically. First one, visual distraction. You walk into a room, a house, an apartment, whatever, and there is a whole bunch of stuff just in front of me. And I'm sitting there going, okay, there's a lot of stuff here, but I'm trying to take it all in, right? I'm trying to take everything in at the time. And what happens is that I can't take it all in. Just like a computer, and I have a computer, has RAM and everything in it. I got a new one just recently. The thing about that computer is if that RAM is filled up with activity and processes that I am doing on the computer and it runs out of RAM, that computer just crashes or it just really slows down. And then I have to figure out, okay, what is causing this slowdown? And so I go into the computer and then start to shut off programs, right? Same thing. If you're taking that information and this is with your working memory, your short-term memory, what you do is you're taking that information and you're trying to manipulate it all at once. So if you have a lot of distractions around your visual field of view, you're trying to take information from here, from there, from all these other different places, right? And I'm thinking about, okay, there's so much information. Now I have to figure out what am I going to take out of my working memory and what I'm going to keep in. Number 2, mess equals stress. Now I've walked into hotel rooms before and I'm always expecting them to be nice and clean and neat, and that makes me feel really comfortable. But if you walk into a hotel room and it's like messy and everything all over is messy, this is one of the things that just makes you kind of just stressed out, right? Like you've done all this, you paid for your vacation, you got to the hotel room, you made it on time, you were ready to start your vacation and relax, and you go into your hotel room and it's a mess. I know if I paid that money for that and I came to a hotel room and it's a mess, I would be kind of feeling a little bit uncomfortable in that situation. I would be kind of stressed out because I paid all this money to get there and now it's not the way I expected it to be. And so you walk in, you just don't feel as comfortable as you should feel because now you walked into an unexpected situation and you're trying to figure out, okay, how did it get this way first? And then you're trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I get comfortable? And then now I'm stressed out about, okay, what's going to happen? The other thing is if you get into a place like that, to a place that you feel uncomfortable, then the cortisol in you is going to kick in. And that's going to give you into this kind of flight or fight response kind of thing. And not generally fight in this situation where I'm talking about, but you might just want to do the flight thing, right? Hey, I walked in, doesn't look too good. Let me go walk out. And it's just harder. It's just going to take you a longer amount of time to get comfortable in a messy situation. Number 3, less productivity. Now, I've been to college like 4 times. The first time I went, I almost failed out. That's from a bachelor's degree, right? And so one of the things that I needed to do is have a space that was clean for me to study in. And my dorm room, never clean at any point in time because I had a roommate, and between me and my roommate, it was small. It was a wreck and a mess a lot of times, except when my parents came to visit. We cleaned it up, make it look all nice and neat. But trust me, it was not that way all the time. And it was harder to study there because of the fact there's so much stuff just thrown around. It's really a chaotic environment. And then on top of that, you have the noise, and you want something, a better place to study that's not so loud and also is kind of free of clutter. And so you end up going to the library. And so I would go to the library because of the fact that it doesn't have a mess. And the other fact is it's quiet. And if I needed to go look something up, I could go get the book and bring it back. This is before the time of YouTube and Google and all that kind of stuff. And that kind of dates me some. But the fact is that I needed to be around the material in case I need to look something up. I was more productive at the library than I was in my room. And I'm going to be real, it's much easier. It was much easier for me to find what I wanted if my room was not cluttered. Because if it was, then I'm looking at note cards, trying to figure out what note card goes with what. Maybe I just got them all mixed up. I'm looking under my books, looking under my folder, looking under my bed, trying to find the one thing that I need. Instead, if it was orderly, then I just look and say, oh, there it is, and I could pull it and then use it for whatever I need to use it for. Number 4, you might eat more in a chaotic environment. And there's research that shows that if you're in a chaotic environment, it can be overwhelming to you. You might feel defeated. And the thing is, if it's really cluttered, you may not want people coming over to your house or apartment because there is so much clutter there. So I'm just not going to invite anyone over. I could just sit here and not really do anything. And I don't want to clean it up because it's going to be a big task. and I don't know how I got to this point. What can I do? And then you end up sitting on the couch or whatever. If you're not doing any activity that is giving you that dopamine increase that you need, especially with ADHD, then what's going to happen is one of the things that you reach for when you have that dopamine decrease is going to be things that are sweet. And the reason you reach for that sweet treat or high carbohydrate foods because it increases dopamine instead of doing something else that will increase your dopamine levels. Number 5, you might just slip and fall because if you're in an uncluttered environment, there are probably things on the floor, maybe on the couch or whatever, and you're trying to reach a certain place and you just kind of fall forward, or you just are walking and hit something and that makes you slip, or you step on a Lego and that makes you hurt or in pain. Any of those things can happen when you have a cluttered environment as opposed to an environment that's in order and that is clean. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't trip or fall in a very clean environment. You just are likely, or I at least think more likely, to have a chance to have these little accidents in a cluttered environment. And number 6, bad sleep. You're not going to be able to get as comfortable or as relaxed when you're in a cluttered environment. Remember when I said mess equals stress? Have you tried to sleep when you are stressed out? It's just not easy. You have issues trying to fall asleep. And even with ADHD, you have already issues anyway trying to get to sleep. And now you're stressed out and you're in this environment that's not comfortable. And you can't just get comfortable in the bed or wherever you're sleeping when there is this cluttered, chaotic environment. And that is not a good thing because you actually do need sleep to rejuvenate and think better and all this other stuff that sleep is required for. So when you are in a cluttered environment, it's just going to be harder for you to get to sleep, for you to have a restful sleep. Even if you get to sleep, you'll have more rest in an orderly environment than a chaotic environment because you're not in this kind of state of, okay, I'm going to go to sleep, but I don't know what's going to happen here in this environment. So I'm going to stay a little bit lighter in my sleep. And if any noise happens or anything just changes in the environment at all, you might get startled and wake up. Now, if you want to know more about this, about how sleep is affected by being in a cluttered environment, then go ahead and watch this video right here. It will tell you all about how being in clutter can affect your sleep. And there's a lot more there than what I'm talking about right here. So watch that video next.